Suburban Sentinel here, bringing you practical advice for a chaotic world. Today I'm reaching out to those of you in the gun community regarding a political issue. Now normally when we talk politics, it revolves around the Second Amendment. But this is an issue of even greater importance. I'm going to discuss the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, otherwise commonly known as TPP. Now I'm going to keep my notes in front of me because this is all too important to miss anything. First, what is the TPP? This is a potential trade pact among 9 nations, including the United States. Negotiations have been ongoing for the better part of 3 years. And the TPP is not really just about trade. Of the 26 provisions in the draft agreement, only 2 involve actual trade and tariffs. Why haven't I heard about the TPP? The reason is because the talks are being held in secret. By agreement, the potential terms have not been disclosed to the public. Moreover, the information about the talks is even being withheld from congressmen who are on trade oversight committees and their staff. Our government does not want the pact released to the public until after it has taken effect, and that is an abomination. The only reason we know anything about the draft language is that some patriotic person or persons leak the information to the press. And I believe that we should give those folks a medal. Who is involved in this TPP mess? Although the public and the Congress are excluded, a panel of 600 industry representatives are involved as advisors, and they have access to the information. The advisors include representatives of big banks and large financial services companies, big oil, big pharmaceutical companies, big media companies, large agricultural concerns, and big tobacco. I think most of you would agree that these are not the most trustworthy folks. So what's the deal? Because of the secrecy, we don't know too much about the specific terms and conditions of the draft agreement. But we do know a little because of the leaked information, and that alone is very scary. Some of the highlights are as follows. First, at least the draft language of the agreement, U.S. companies will be treated differently than multinational companies doing business in the United States. Domestic companies would be bound by all applicable federal, state, and local law, as they are now. However, under the draft agreement, the multinational corporations doing business in the United States would be able to appeal to an international tribunal to overturn the decisions of our domestic lawmakers and our courts and award an aggrieved company monetary damages from our public treasury. Now, this international tribunal would not be an arm of our courts or have anything to do with the United States. This would be an international body to hear multinational corporation complaints. The plan is for these tribunals to be staffed by private lawyers who would rotate between representing the multinational companies and serving as quote-unquote judges on the tribunal. Sounds fair. The tribunal could not only undermine our laws and pay compensation for damages, but could also order payments for lost expected profits and costs associated with complying with unduly burdensome U.S. regulations. Now, who stands to benefit from all this? As you might guess, it's the same big multinational companies who are advising the negotiators. Who stands to lose? Everyone else. Consumers lose because the big multinationals will be able to extend their monopolies. Taxpayers lose because private claims will be paid from public treasuries. Workers lose. The legislation encourages domestic businesses to move overseas. And every citizen loses because the TPP agreement undermines all existing environmental and public safety protections. As bad as all of that sounds, even worse, we are ceding our national sovereignty to a handful of large multinational corporations. This is in direct violation of the U.S. Constitution. Now you may say, well, the Supreme Court will get a hold of this and they'll toss it out. I wouldn't bet on it. The Supreme Court are the same folks that said corporations are people and money is speech. Finally, what can all of us do? Well, I am begging all of you to write and email your congressional representatives and the White House and tell them that the TPP needs to be halted and that the negotiations in the future, if at all, must be done in the light of day and with public input. Please tell everyone you know to do the same. And I'm going to post some references for those of you who want to get some additional information, because I'm no expert in the TPP by any means. So thank you for listening, and please do everything you can to spread the word and stop this nightmare of legislation that cedes our national sovereignty to big business. This is the Suburban Sentinel. Thanks for watching.